Okay, hi everybody. Phoenix is in bed where she belongs. This is why we started at 9:15 because I just finished reading a book. Let me lower down my background music. I had it on to calm the nerves. All you have to do is go live. All right, so I'm not gonna keep you guys here long. I wanted to do this. Who cares what I think? A chat with Kat. And ultimately, if you know me, or if you don't know me, if you see me in the street anytime, I always talk about how much I hate my job. I have two jobs. Sometimes I hate them both. But mainly I hate my main job. But I love what it's provided for me, which is a lifestyle, a home, food on the table, daycare, vacations. So I'm extremely grateful that I even have a job, right? Because I almost got fired after the pandemic just due to budget cuts, and my boss, who was my homegirl, was like, nah, like, we're gonna figure this out, and we'll definitely keep you having a job. Anyway, I say all that to say that I've been on a couple of job interviews and just trying to figure out like where my career is going, and every time I go on a job interview, I get to like the last level, and then they're like, sorry, somebody more qualified than you is getting the job. And that's a blow to the ego. Like, who wants to keep hearing no all the time? So everyone, not Isaiah, who cheats. This is not that kind of conversation. So everyone in my life is always like, oh, like, you know, you have a big personality, people love you, like, you should talk, or you should do this, you should do that. And I think I've always shied away from it because I'm nobody's here for the criticism. Like, I don't wish to be a celebrity or anybody famous, because if they start cooking my ass, I'm gonna be tight. So I've enjoyed being in the background. Like, there's a lot of magic that happens in the background too. But I'm stepping out, just trying to do something different to see where my personality goes or what I can do. So I love to talk, obviously. So this is why we're here. But today I really wanted to like start off like with something like super personal. As the entire world seen, you know, Will Smith woke up and smacked Chris Rock. We focused on that. And then a few outlets picked up the focus on, thank you, Tammy, the focus on Jada Pickett's alopecia. And obviously it's Instagram and it's the hood and it's whatever, so everyone has jokes like, oh, get a hat, get a wig, etc., etc. If you've never had hair and lost hair, you don't know what that feels like. So when he made the joke to Jada and I seen her face change, I was like, that's me. Like, that's literally me. A lot of you have met me or know me for my entire life, whatever. I've always had like really long hair, really thick hair. My hair has been permed since I was 7. And hair has been a part of my identity as a woman, as a person. And then one day my hair just started falling out like ridiculous, hence this hat. So if I take you back to the beginning, like I was saying about Jada, like her face in that moment is my face all the time, especially when I was trying to hide my bald patches that came in patches, and then to the point where I just couldn't even hide it anymore. Starting at Phoenix's baby shower, I just couldn't hide it anymore, that I had to like actually like put my first like wig on my head. And that's a blow to the ego. So this conversation today is just about like obviously pop culture, but like how it affects everybody else, and definitely how it affected me, because hair is my life. It's all I've known. So my parents got divorced my freshman year of college, which was 2000, and did we graduate 2007 high school? Yeah. So when my parents divorced, even though I felt like they should have divorced, it was still a lot, right? You're still used to two people being in one home doing certain things, and you just kind of get used to the functions of life. I carried a lot of that stress, not knowing, and my hair started thinning in the middle. So that was like a little bit of thinning. It wound up growing back. Like it was thinning, and then it literally was a bald spot just in the center of my head. It started growing back. No big deal. I either graduate college, I leave. I start my life, whatever. Excuse me. Fast forward, my hair starts thinning again. I go to a dermatologist. They're like, oh, it's a stress-related alopecia. It's called like alopecia eritrea, I don't know, whatever. It comes in patches. So it was a patch initially in the middle of my head, and then a patch in the front, like right here. And that was tough. That was really, really tough for me. So I used to love to wear a middle part, but thank God, like, side parts were still a thing. I heard the millennials don't really like side parts, but we don't really trust them too much. Gen Z. Millennials are us. So I started doing like a side part to cover it. My friend's mom, she has a hair salon in the Bronx. I told her I wanted like a new look, and so I had cut it like super short. And then when I went, she saw my bald spot, asked about it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna grow back. Like, I'm always like, oh, it's gonna grow back. She's like, oh, you can just like do a comb over and spray. I know Melanie used to be laughing because I used to work by World Trade Center and the wind would blow and all my hair would blow except for the middle because she was sprayed down. So it's like hilarious to talk about now, but in the time it's like really hard to deal with. Like, I'm a woman, I'm a young woman at that. I had no man, no prospects, and I was giving bald. It was giving bald headed, scallywag, and got no hair in the middle. So obviously it's nothing that I usually hide or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty open. I've told all my friends, my family, and thankfully, like, my village is super, super supportive and like, yeah, you're fine, you're fine. But fast forward to once Phoenix was born, then the pandemic came, and then I lost my uncle, and then Justin lost his uncle, and then we were in a house together with other people. We had just got married, we just had a baby, we've never lived together. We're living with my mom to save up some money during this pandemic. My brother is also there, my nephews are there, and my niece is there on the weekends. And just natural relationship stuff and natural family stuff, me trying to hold it together, that stress then took a even harder turn on me, and literally the middle of my head just started balding. So like, they like some pictures like where I have like a bun, and I didn't want to wear a bun, but like it was just the center. And I literally have a front hairline, but right behind that, it's bald. Like, it's ridiculous. So I have like my little ponytail because I washed my hair the other day and I haven't braided it yet. But yeah, that was really, really hard. And the one thing that, like, my hair falling out, like, it affected everything. It affected how I see myself. So like, getting dressed after you have a kid, your body is completely different. Like, you look the same, but everything feels different. So imagine everything is feeling different, and now I'm dealing with a bald head that I've never had to deal with before. That was stressful. Having to go out, when you choose your outfits, when you get dressed, or when you want to feel good, right? Your hair is a part of that process. So not having hair was like a lot. It was a lot. I think me and Justin, we had like our little rough points. I think me balding, like, that affected things too. Like, he likes to go out, and I'm like, I don't want to go out. And this is before like I even purchased the first wig. But yeah, sorry, I just got a little sidetracked. But yeah, like, going to the hair salon, that now changed. I'm a person who's never washed my hair by myself. I'm now washing my hair because I'm bald. I'm embarrassed to go to the hair salon and them look at me like, okay, she's a younger woman, why doesn't she have hair? I think for some people, it's like when women are older, it's what is this? It seems like it's an easier pill to swallow. Like, my mom started losing her hair when she was like 50. Again, post-divorce effects and stress. And I was like, what's the big deal? Like, you're 50, right? Like, oh, you're fine. Now that I'm 34, I'm like, okay, 50 is not that far off, and there's a bunch of 50-year-old women with a head full of hair. But until it happened to me, I'm like, okay, this is really isolating. Like, as supportive as my friends are, y'all can send me wigs and links and whatever, it's a lonely ass place to be. It's really lonely. I remember getting my first wig. Y'all remember that little bob? I had it for Phoenix's first birthday. And I just, like, I think before Phoenix's first birthday, I think Alize, my friend Alize, her daughter had a birthday party. Yeah, I think it was a Halloween theme. Yeah, obviously her birthday's in October, so it was a Halloween theme. Phoenix was a mermaid, and I walked in with my wig, and everybody was just looking at me, obviously, to say hi. But in my mind, they're staring at the wig. So not everybody that I approach, I'm like, hey, new wig, new me, like, just trying to make comedy out of it. But really on the inside, I'm like, why am I, like, not why am I here, but like, why is this happening to me? Like, why has my hair fallen out and literally not growing back? And when I say that my hair is falling out, people like to think I'm joking it was leather. Like, pick up your leather, your Vanson, your boots, your Louboutin, patent leather. It was leather. Like, you could, like, my arm has more hair than my head at the time had. So that was tough. So sometimes like I'm around you guys, and naturally people look at you, then they look like this, like they looking at you like your wig line, then look down. It's like I always feel so self-conscious about that, because I know people are not doing it on purpose, but it's a weird space to be in. I think before I used to like be making fun of people with wigs, like, oh my God, like look at that net. And then God was like, oh, you want to talk shit about people with their net? I'm gonna give you 4 nets, because you tried that. So yeah, so I know we joke, and folks are joking on Jada and joking on whoever and thinking that alopecia isn't a big thing, but it affects a lot of people, young people, old people, and you don't know when it's going to hit you. And apparently my stress in college from my parents getting a divorce wasn't like a heavy stress compared to the stress of COVID, being married, having a kid, being isolated from family and friends, dealing with a death, not being able to go to funerals. Like, all of that plays a big part. Hey, Zaki. All of that plays a big part in who you are. So I say all of that to say that we use social media for a bunch of things, but social media really helped with me finding other women who had suffered from alopecia. And every time I'm around people, I'm always talking about it, like, oh, hey, this my new wig. Like, I'm literally just doing that because I feel self-conscious about it, not because you guys are thinking it. And I know that my friends love to say, like, Keisha and Yanni be the main ones, like, why do you keep talking about it? And I'm like, they don't even realize we're in a conversation about going to Mexico, let's say, and they're thinking of their outfits, and all I'm thinking of is, wow, how am I going to cover my hair in Mexico? Because if I wear a wig, it needs to be dry at night. I don't want to wear a curly wig. I can't leave a wig on all day long because I'm trying different oils on my hair, right? So some people have their wigs like sewed down. I can't do that because I'm trying different wigs, and I'm trying to stimulate the area and get blood running so that hair can grow. So it's like a million things in my brain while trying to maintain sanity. So on social media, I wound up seeing this chick talk about like her bald spots, and she had the same thing, like her hair balded in the middle and then the front and the side, and then she had like this little derma roller thing, and it's crazy. I was like hanging out with Amanda's best friend Tati, who's not my friend, and she was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. So I got this little derma roll thing. It has like little, from Amazon, like $20, and it has like little spikes on it. So I rub my oils in twice a day. I've tried every single concoction there is. So like, I know that people want to say like, oh yeah, like you're balding, try this, try this, try this. Every Haitian, stop telling me to try Yule Muscatine. You know my Creole is trash. I've tried it. I've tried it all for the last 3 years. I've tried everything, and I've cried about everything because it's a sucky ass place to be, to have hair and have no hair. And then I be on my block, and like I'm pulling up like with a ponytail and giving earrings and giving fashions, and like niggas want to play and like smack my hat. Like, don't do that. Please don't touch me, because we will really fight, because like this is really a hidden situation under here. So for those who are just joining us, I'm just talking about like alopecia, my experience with it, and how like we joke about it. Like when it happened with Jada, everybody was cracking on Will Smith, and it was like the bigger picture was a woman is suffering with alopecia, and only her husband has to deal with that. And this topic is interesting because the other night, me and Justin had went out, like we had some drinks, and we sat in bed, and I was like looking at myself in the mirror because I had washed my hair, and I just had like 2 braids that were sticking out this way. No, I didn't wash my hair. I had taken my braids out, and the middle is like just growing back, so it's giving like chia pet, bald chia pet, bald chia pet. It's a situation under here. And I was like, how does this affect you? Like, I never asked you how this affects you. Like, when you come home, you want to see your wife looking hot and sexy and her hair flowing, and when he comes home, he gets Jim Jones braids and a baldy in the middle. Like, literally, because I spend so much time during the day hiding my bald spot that when I get home, it's my place of peace, of sanctuary, of safeness. And thankfully, I feel peace and safeness with my husband. I feel like I can do that around him, and he's never judged me or anything. But I've never really asked him, how does it make him feel, though? Like, when he met me, I had a head full of hair, right? And now we're 3 years into marriage, and he's like, damn, this girl is literally losing her hair. And while losing her hair, sometimes losing her mind. Like, I had a birthday party at a bowling alley, and that was like one of my first wigs, and I had it parted in the middle all the time. But for my birthday, I wanted to part it to the side, and I just asked him, like, oh, hey, how do you feel? And you know, he was like, oh, I used to date a girl who had a wig to the side, like, it's cool. And I was like, so why are you comparing me to that girl? And she maybe had hair, I don't have hair. This is not optional for me. And that became a thing. And not because he said anything wrong, because I don't mind us having those conversations about our exes, but just because I was super self-conscious about it. And anything anybody said, it's not going to be right, because you can tell me I look like the most beautiful person in the world, which I know I am. Like, let's not get that effed up. And that blonde wig, whew, I'd be giving you out of business. But yeah, that was tough. So anyway, he just said, like, yeah, like, it's tough for him sometimes. Like, you know, we're around people, and he knows that obviously he met me. Yeah, you know, I can't be serious. Obviously he's known me with hair, and he more feels bad for me. Like, he knows how it affects me, because he knows the vibes. And like, we're around his family, like, they may ask, like, oh, where did you get your wig from? So like, to them, it's like an innocent question, which is completely fine. Like, all questions are innocent. And to me, I'll answer, and I'll be honest, like, hey, I lost my hair. But still, I'll be like, damn, I really lost my hair. Like, that really makes me sad. Like, it really is sometimes a sucky ass feeling. Woo! Not gonna cry. So silver lining of me, like, losing my hair is, if I didn't lose my hair, I wouldn't know how to do Phoenix's hair. So, like, I've had a perm since I was 7. Always had a perm. Always been able to do my hair. Never had a reason to do natural hair ever in life, because I've never had natural hair. But losing my hair forced me to now pay attention to my hair. Pay attention to the things that I'm ingesting in my body. The things that I'm putting on. Thank you, Liddy. What's going on, girl? Paying attention to things that I put in my body, like things that I put on my hair, the products that we use. So by the time she started getting a little bigger and it was time to do her hair, I had an idea, because I had been going through like a natural hair journey. I kept the permed hair in and kept braiding my hair under the wigs until my hair got long enough. And then one day I just called Alizé, like, hey, I'm in the bathroom cutting my hair. And she's like, what are you doing? And I needed to cut the permed hair, because a piece of me was still praying that the permed hair would somehow come back. And it wasn't coming back. It was a wrap. Old Cat was gone, literally. Like, I was no longer Kathleen Dove. I'm now Kathleen Crawford. And that old hair was like, bitch, I'm out too. So yeah, I was cutting my hair, and now this is all natural hair, and it hits my shoulders. But again, it's giving Pazzow, but the middle is giving fuck out of here. Low cut season with the deep waves. Not yet. But my hair is growing, so that's like super good news. Within like the last 5 months, my mom hit like a Haitian Botanica, got some oils, boom, boom, boom. We know the vibes. I've been using my derma roller twice a day. And one is like, losing my hair has caused me to have a little bit more empathy for people who are losing their hair, old, young, whatever. Recently in the news, like, you see, like, Jada has her hair, she has a low cut Caesar, and she said that she's even having some patches. So that's one of the things that it says, like, a part of alopecia is that, it's not curable, it's treatable. So even though my hair is growing now, it could happen to me right in the future. But now I feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, I know. Yeah. So anyway, the point was that the silver lining was that, yeah, it's giving me a lot of empathy. It's given me a new set of skills. I am a black woman in New York City. Swear that I'm hood, swear that I'm hip hop, according to Justin. And I never knew how to braid. I had no interest in being a neighborhood hair braider. Like, my mom is not having no young man sitting between my legs to braid my hair. And my brother, y'all know Kim, do not play that. So that was never happening. So I never had a reason to learn how to braid. But once I became too embarrassed to go to the hair salon, to have braids put in my hair. My sister-in-law, she used to braid my hair at her apartment. Hey, Shelly. Once I just got a little bit too embarrassed to, like, be around people, I'm like, well, I got to start braiding my own hair. So me braiding my own hair led me to be able to braid Phoenix's hair. So you know, what the devil means for bad, you know, God will make for good. And obviously we all have a bunch of lessons in our life. Not almost lost my black card. We have a bunch of lessons in life of things that we think that happen bad for us, you know, that turn out for good. And I love to say, oh, like, whatever happens is meant to happen or supposed to happen. And that sucks because you don't want to use it, right, when things are going bad in your life. You only want to use it when things are going good, but it's also when things are going bad. So I try to keep a positive mindset on, like, okay, I lost my hair and I'm wearing these wigs and I'm trying to figure it out. And I got a pool wig that I wore to Amanda's daughter's birthday. I wore it in Vegas. I mean, we were in Sedona. And I put my black pool wig on. Everybody knows the vibes of the black pool wig. Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. Because the net is, she's done. Okay, she goes under the hat. I got to get a new pool wig. But anyway, I just wanted to just tell you guys, like, things that's on my mind. So when you see me, you know, or you don't have to ask, like, why do you have your hair wrapped? Like, my head is wrapped in the gym. Most days I don't want to wear the wig. It squeezes my brain. The combs hurt. Like, I don't want to be bothered. So that's the other piece about the wig. Like, women are like, oh yeah, you can wear a wig. I don't want to wear a wig. I don't want to. I want to be free. The last 2 days I've been in a hat with the bun. I just want to breathe. Like, my hair also needs to breathe. I can't always have it in braids, right? That causes a bunch of other issues. But anyway, I titled this, Who Cares What Cat Thinks? Because, really, like, who cares what I think? A bunch of motherfuckers, but they won't admit it. But yeah, the point is that I have a super big personality, and I'm not shy, per se. I love to talk. It's what I do. I talent coordinate. I do PR. I do marketing. I'm a clinical supervisor in a healthcare company, which we already discussed. I'm not interested in being at anymore. So if you know somebody hiring, holler at me. But yeah, I just want to have, like, maybe these weekly sessions where I just come on here and chat for 20 minutes about pop culture, how it affects me, how it affects things. Some topics that I've been thinking about, like my parents' divorce and, like, how that played a part in, like, how I view marriage, or how I view my marriage, or how I be pulling up on Justin like, you did what? Because it reminds me of things that I've seen. And my friends were like, you need to come up with something, like, you should be on the radio, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm like, who cares what I think? Like, nobody cares. And I was really sad. Like, I was dead ass, like, who cares? Like, why would somebody want to hear me? And then I literally started giggling, and I'm like, wow, God, you wild. That's the perfect name. Who cares what I think? So I'll pull up for like 20 minutes and I'll chat. And this is a safe, it's a sarcastically safe place for us to chat. And thank you guys so much for joining in. And yeah, if you know any people who are suffering from alopecia, or you don't, some people just want to wear the wigs because it's giving fashion, okay? My friend Ebony, hair laced at all times, head full of hair. Those are my goals currently. But right now, I mean, those are my future goals. My current goal is to get this bald spot popping in the middle. And as I feel comfortable, I'll definitely start sharing pictures. I'll put one picture on live tonight. I took a picture in DC. I was in DC with Sarita, August of 2017 or something like that. And I was telling my best friend Latricia that I'm balding. And she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, let me send you a picture because it's a whole patch that I'm covering. And when I sent it to her, like, her mouth dropped. So that was like one of the points, like, where it came. It came and left. Like, the hair grew back and then it just came back again. Alopecia's a bitch, okay, and she ain't easy. But thank you guys so much. And maybe I'll do this again next Thursday. I'm thinking about if I'm going to do it weekly or bi-weekly, just to talk about different topics and stuff. Because it's Kat, and I have a lot to say. And who cares what I think? Apparently a few of you guys. Good night. Uh-oh, I don't know how to turn off my live. What is it giving? Yes, Tati, I'm out of here. It's giving short pieces.